Well, howdy y'all. Thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome back to my channel. I'm down in the basement right now. Never thought I'd be 6 feet under and still be alive and kicking. No, it's actually 8 feet, but anyways, back to the reason for the video. I'm down in the basement. I've turned it into my new growing area for right now, since I'm not able to get greenhouses and none of that for now. So I got a new growing area for right now. I've cleaned it up. I'm going to turn around and show you kind of my process a little bit, and also show you why it sounds like there's water running in the background. So give me just a second. Alright, so there's my setup. Nothing too fancy or nothing. This is why it sounds like there's water running in the background. I don't want to freeze outside, so I've got it running down here. And that's my hillbilly sink. A drain in there. The floor is a little dirty, but it's my garden area. And I also got a hot water tank. It was hooked up. You can tell it's not anymore. It's propane. And that was so I can have hot water. But it was also in that flood, and I got it out to you know, when it flooded and I had it sitting inside. I brought it in, but what happened was water stayed inside of it, inside of the heating box, and when it froze, it busted, and I didn't know it until I had it all hooked up. So I'm gonna have to come up with another one. They were good. It was a really good one, but I gotta get another one. But if you saw my short, you can see how good my tomatoes have been doing. They've been doing really good. Nice, healthy plants. And look how stout those are. And the reason for them plants looking so good is my fan I got over here. Don't look at my window, don't look at that part. That's where my water's coming in. But that fan right there blowing on them, you can see them moving. That's what makes your plants really stout. And I mean, they are looking good. Real good. And I planted these January 30th, I believe. Look here. Yep, January 30th. Some of them haven't sprouted. I planted some of them on the 1st of February. And I've got every different thing in here. I got some down here, some squash and okra. I just now planted those because I want another batch. I thought I had let me see, I got so each one of these is that's 72 there, 72. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 72 times 6, what's that? About I don't know, 430 something plants. They're not all growing, but that's how many I've got planted. This is another, just a different grow. So a lot of you people that watch my channel, when all my stuff flooded out, you sent me things, you know, on my list to help me get some of my stuff back. And this set was one of them. These growing pods was another one of them. And then I got these down here because these are the only ones that have sprouted. And so they were too big for the lid. But this is what they started out in. Every one of them. And those ones have not sprouted yet. And these ones are pretty nice because they wick by themselves and water themselves. But that's my setup. Nothing too fancy, but it makes it work. I got my coffee there, and I got a few things, another light I need to set up. And the way I keep all these, let me bring you over here to my messy table. I'll show you here. So on every one of them that I've planted, let me just bring it back. Might be easier. So every one of these trays right here, this is in line with them. And every time one of them planted, or one of them sprouted, I marked down the date. So I got what they are, each number, you know, they're all numbered. I've got what they are, when I planted them, and then when they sprout, I marked it here. This one died, so I checked it off. And then when I transplanted outside, I'll put when I transplanted it that way, and at the end I'm going to put when I harvested them. So next year I can look back at what the best one is. You know, what's the best variety that I had, and I just keep track of it that way. And then also the reason I did it when it sprouted was so I can guess, I can get pretty close to the right date of picking them, you know, the harvest, without getting them too soon or too late. So it just kind of helps me keep track of everything. And then what I'm doing today is I got these cups. These are my seedling cups. You can tell I've used them. I rinse them out a little bit. But because of those tomatoes there, they're getting root bound. The roots are going out the bottom. See if you can see there. I know that light's really bright. But the roots are growing out the bottom, so I need to get them in a little bit bigger container. So in these cups here, and I'm going to mark that out and mark what it is, but I filled them about half full of dirt. I did not pack it. We can see that one's got the little hole in it for the little pod to go inside. But all I did was with the little tool here, I kind of just poked it down a little bit and made the square, you know. It's kind of hard one-handed, but when it's done, it looks like that one. I'm gonna put that pod, I'll come over here. So I'll take the whole plant out, you know, the whole square, all of it, and I'll drop it down inside the cup and fill the rest full of dirt. So when I'm done, every plant is gonna have dirt up to here. You know, I might only go a little part of the way, but pretty close to those first set of leaves, like you see right here. I'm gonna fill the dirt all the way up to it. If any of you have ever grown tomatoes, you'll notice when they fall over on the ground, they start growing roots. Same thing will happen when I fill this up. All this will be roots. Roots will develop, and that'll go for you'll have a much stronger plant. So that's what I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna get all these filled up. I need to get more cups, but I'll get more. And I kind of got my temperature regulated here. It's about 72 directly above the plant, 69 right here. Then I got to back up in case my papers here get messed up. I've got my backup here. But anyways, I'm going to transplant some of them, and then I'll show you when I get them done. But I'm not going to force you to watch that process. Before I start planting, I'm going to water all these, and so I don't have to take all these over there. I got this bucket here. You saw the bucket on the table. I just got a old pump inside here with a nifty setting on it, or fitting on it with this hose. When I plug it in, all I gotta do, I can water each individual plant, every one of them, and have it watered, and I ain't gotta scoop up the water and let it make a big mess all over. So I'm gonna water, then I'm gonna start transplanting some of these, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so I've got one done here. You can see where the level of the dirt is. You know, it's right just a little bit below these two first leaves. I've already watered it. I got it set in these trays. I just picked them up at the dollar store or somewhere for $1 or whatever, just to catch the water so they're not dripping all over my floor. Otherwise, all that mess would be in my floor. This one I have not watered yet, but I've got the dirt put in, and I put the dirt up to it or just a little bit above those leaves, and I'll set it in the cup, because what I forgot to mention is each one of these cups, I have a notch cut out on both sides to drain the water, and when the roots start growing out, I'll know it's time to get them out of here. So I'll put them on that cup, and then I just barely water it in, and real quick though, I did the same thing when I put these in. I just barely tapped the soil, not a lot, just a little bit around each side, and then I'll water it in. You can see how the water level, or the dirt level, soil, will lower. You know, it'll go down. So I'll do that a couple times. You can tell right there where you can see where it's how the soil just dropped down. And then the cup catches what's out. Then I'll use what's left in the cup to go in the next one. It's just dirt, you know, ain't gonna hurt nothing to recycle it. So what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll add a little bit more dirt to it and get it nice and moistened, and I'll put it back over here in this pot. I'll get all those done and go from there. And one thing I'm sure some of y'all is wondering, how do I keep track from this paper to make sure what end to start from? Well, you'll notice I got one little dot on the corner of this paper. The next one has 2 dots, and so on. So over here on my tray, I have 1 toothpick. On the next tray, I've got 2 toothpicks. And, you know, so on. I got 3 toothpicks. So therefore, I'm able to know I start from this corner, which this side of the paper, where the dot's at, and I move it over. That's how I keep track of each plant that I planted. So, yep, that's what I got going on over here. I'll finish these up, get them all transplanted to bigger pots, and until the next time, just remember, we've only got one life, one body, and one opportunity on earth. Let's make it great. Catch you on the next one.